Alright everyone, sorry about that. It disconnected for a minute, but we are back. It looks like the live stream is going. We've got our mic on and everything now, and let's get going. So we're going to start breaking down the charts. We lost a few minutes there. But yeah, I'm going to start off on EU up here. Basically, I'm just going to draw on some market structure. Okay. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. If you guys were trying to join, you should be able to join now. It looks like everything's live on the back end. Okay. Hey brother, how you doing? Good morning. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna make a nice trade here today and make some of those losses back. So we'll see. We will see. And then that's pushing lower, so we'll just pop that on there. Most recent break was here. We're just drawing on some market structure right now before we scale in and try to see what's actually happening for the day. Trying to see what we want to trade, right? US CAD is just going up like crazy right now. Yes sir. Hopefully we can't catch a good move. It looks like on New Zealand dollar it's possible, but the Canadian dollar is just spiking up right now. So honestly, this could be a good setup too. Let's see why it's doing that. Let's go to the news really quick. There's some CAD news out, the PMI and stuff. For the dollar, it came out too. Oh, but it's the rate, the overnight rate for the CAD that's causing it. So we probably won't touch that today. And then Swiss franc, let's see. Price is just kind of chopping down. Really nothing too crazy here. Trading hours don't start for 8 minutes too, so we'll make sure everything's like locked in too before we end up placing our trade. But US dollar franc has just been doing nothing but dropping. Just make sure our points are on right. So this has got way too many, so let's do this. Do that. Yeah, for the trading day, this has been doing nothing but going up. Let's see if price actually can't close below this point on here. If it can, we'll probably look for like a setup for it to go shorter. Honestly, I don't need the 27 on there right now. What are you guys trading this morning though? How are you guys doing? What are you guys getting into? Honestly, take all that off too. That way we're ready. Take all this noise off. there might be two potential short positions if we can get price on the 15-minute to close below there. Let me actually draw this on a little bit cleaner. What in the world? There's two of these. Because it failed to go higher, now it's potentially going lower. Let's see, EU kind of failed to go higher as well, potentially going lower, but we would need like price to like break here, and it kind of did come to the upside right there. So I mean, EU is still technically a buy, but everything else is looking like a sell, so we might. But if they get those pullbacks, we could see EU actually come back up and at least touch right here. But we're not looking to do anything until 6 minutes from now, and I'd like to see potentially AU closing a little bit lower, like right below here, or New Zealand closing a little bit lower, like right below here, and then we could get a pullback, and you'll see what I mean. Like we'll probably get something like this within 10 o'clock. If this is what happens, we could get like a short play. Price coming back up into like at least the 50 or the 61 or 78 and then dropping lower again, which could get us like just a couple pips, but that's all we're going for. The lower it drops, so the bigger the position will end up being, but we're not going to have that drawn on just yet. It looks like the market structure is shifting some, especially with that news that just came out. There is also just that orange folder news that comes out at 10 for the new home sales, and then a BOC press conference at 10:30 for US CAD, which US CAD is just spiking up. So potentially these two are ahead of the curve on what price is doing. We'll see if these close lower. You can see Euro US dollar is already like pretty far down on this pullback. I just don't think I don't think it's the move higher because it just barely broke out of here. This is not a strong breakout at all. And usually when it just barely breaks out like that, it's a sign of potential reversal, because you can see like when price broke out over here, I mean, it just shot all the way up here, right? And now when price broke out here, all we have is this like tiny little 1 pip breakout. Like that's not very strong, it's not very convincing. Especially too with the two other pairs that are like correlated with it, with the dollar being on the back end, completely breaking now down to the downside. There's more in my opinion, it's a better deal to end up going shorter. Now that price on these, you can see made this high here, and then it failed to go higher right here, and now price is breaking to the downside right here. And then if we could see a pullback from here to here, basically trying to get at least up into the 50, and then shorting down to the downside, we could capture a nice move today. We'll see if that's the case on this pair. Same exact thing on Australian dollar, US dollar. You guys can see right here that price made this high, and then it failed to go higher, and now it's breaking to the downside, and it's even breaking over here too, which it's broken 2 points at this point. And then we could potentially see something like up, if it comes up into the 50 within our trading hours, which start here in 2 minutes, we could see a short to the downside. I really like taking the Australian dollar, US dollar. The commission costs and spread costs are by far the best out of all these pairs. So we'll see if we can't get something like that. And then, yeah, honestly, the potential for a short is so good we could extend it to the 27, but we're just going to target this 0 fib right here. So let's look at everything else though really quick. US CAD has come up sharply. The only thing, I mean, we could potentially be seeing with US CAD that I would like is maybe a chalk pattern. So we could see something like this now up at the top, and then basically maybe like a pullback like that or something. That's the only thing with US CAD. I would rather not, because then we're trading in the opposite direction of the trend. And then US Swiss franc, honestly, it's a good short, but the only problem is we've got other pairs breaking to the downside. This is the momentum though, for this pair. We can see that, let's see. We can also see that it's actually kind of changed character slightly here on the 1 minute. And on the 15 minute, it's just been doing nothing but melting. And this is actually the most buying pressure we've seen in a single candle probably in a while since London. So we'll see. Plus the PMI came out as kind of strong for the US dollar. The flash services PMI at least. So I don't know. I'm more enticed to take one of these setups, the New Zealand or the Australian dollar. But then again, they're still somewhat in an uptrend. If this price is going to keep going down, we'll have to see. It did make a. It's starting to buy back up. It looks like. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here. This is a good short overall, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced it's going to keep going short. I don't know if I'm convinced. People could be trying to buy it back up. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit and see. Yeah, I mean, look, it is at this low over here. So I'm not extremely convinced that that's what's happening. It could though. It could continue lower. It could continue lower. Yeah, U.S. Swiss franc could continue lower, but like I said, I think these are our more enticing trades for the day. You see price pushing up higher here. I mean, it has broke structure of the downside and pulled back, but I don't know. It literally fell into like these lows over here. I honestly, you could see it coming lower. Especially if these are going to push up to where they need to go. It has the potential to go lower, but let's stick with no, I don't know. There's so much momentum to the downside right now, and the data was mixed, so it's like might not even be worth like I don't know. I don't think prices gonna drop all the way down to here. And the reason I say that is because it's given us like a very small miniature chalk pattern in here, right? Like price came here and now it's made a higher high, right? So it has the potential to like drop here and then go all the way back up or something like that. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm not saying it won't drop all the way before then, but essentially we have these two pairs, which let's get off of that, which have the potential for a good short sell. Let's take that off. Yeah, I'm liking New Zealand or Australian When you look at the higher time frame on both though, it's like the shorts aren't like necessarily a bad idea. I'm still looking at this pair because honestly, like if we were to see something like this, like we could finish taking it to the downside. I would just like to see a change of character within here really quick before we do something like that. Euro was at a low too, but like I said, I don't like that breakout. We'll see here on US CAD. Price could essentially break here, like I said, and give us a chalk pattern. And we could go lower. That's something I'd like to see. Okay, Australian dollar, US dollar is coming up. It hasn't even touched the 50 point yet, so I'm not really too enticed to get into this. USD franc is dropping. My thing though is if I was shorting this from up here, I would have wanted to short it from like I would have wanted to target this, and I just don't know if it's gonna. I don't feel like it's gonna drop all the way there. I think it's gonna potentially do something like this, but who knows? Who knows at this point? I'm kind of keeping my eyes on these two pairs right now. This pair is actually already up. Let's do this because this is a good trade at 0.61. We're gonna short New Zealand US dollar. We're going to put our stop loss at 6.7 and our take profit down here right at 6.1. This is going to be our trade for the day. Yeah, New Zealand US dollar pulled back just as much as we wanted it to. Let's do this actually a half a pip, 6.2, and then put this at 5.6 or whatever. That way we make sure it touches our TP. And then where do we get in? Yeah, this is gonna be our trade for the day. I'm glad we saw this because it pulled back just as much as we wanted it to. Yeah, we saw a shift in structure and basically yeah, basically it pulled back to right where we wanted it to. So we're only taking one trade a day, so let's clear up our other charts. Yeah, US CAD just going higher like that. I didn't think a chalk pattern was gonna happen right away. Let's see if we can't just bank some profits on this trade now. Let's clear everything else up. Euro, guys, Euro ended up doing it. Euro ended up going all the way. Honestly, too, with it coming back below those levels, I wasn't sure that was going to happen. I actually can't believe it's pushing up still like that, and that's probably not the best for this trade. With Euro just going up and Australian dollar's going down. Honestly, I don't know why I took all that stuff off though, because I kind of still want to see that. It didn't touch the 50% right away, but ideally, if it did and we were in this position, that's where we would want price to go. And this trade where we want price to go is right here, which we could see that happening. We could see that happening right now. You guys look at the 15-minute, the higher time frame. It's doing. There's nothing but selling pressure. Price finally came back up some. Like higher time frame wise, it's pulled back nice right now, and now we just got some volume in with these announcements, and we've seen a clean change of character with a failure to go higher. I think this trade, this is a good setup, so I'm happy about taking this trade no matter what happens, and that's how you have to be. You have to take a trade where you understand all the potential of it. So this is what we want to see. Yeah, USD Franc, I'm glad we didn't get in shorts there because I'm going to be honest, I thought about it. I thought about getting in shorts there, and price is going higher now. US CAD prices continue to go higher. There's no change of character there. Remember, guys, I said that price would have had to pull back here and close below here before it changed character, and it didn't. New Zealand US dollar, it's pulling back against the some. We'll see how this trade plays out. AU came all the way down. It came all the way down to TP if we would have been in this trade, but like I said, guys, we didn't even pull back and react with the 50%, so I wasn't interested. And then Euro, I don't really understand what's going on with Euro dollar right now. The Euro just must be so much stronger against the dollar right now, because in all of our other pairs, that's just not what we're seeing. Let me check out gold. Let me put on gold. I mean, like right now what we're doing is just like more like recent price action. Just kind of seeing, like, because we're scalping, so we're just trying to see the immediate price action. And like I would say gold is definitely it's definitely been pushing higher, but we can see because like on the 15-minute these wicks are coming in here. Overall though, this downtrend has shifted to the upside, just looking at market structure, and overall gold's like always going up, and then you just have to kind of see, okay, well, if price is actually going to start going down, and like let's say this was the top of that push, like, okay, well, price is probably, if it is going to short at all, it's probably going to come up at least halfway, in which gold is actually like just getting shy of right now. So it could potentially be like these wicks and stuff trying to tell people it might short, right now, but I see at least it coming up and touching like here or here before it goes any shorter. And so if we look at the more recent price action, price is still going up. So like technically until like this breaks on the smaller time frame price action, which people still need to pay attention to the smaller time frame price action or the market structure, because you want to see which direction price is breaking, right? So like that's the only reason we got in on this, is because like you gotta, like, people don't understand that the higher time frames and the lower time frames, like one's not better than the other, right? It just depends on how much of a move you're trying to capture. If we're trying to capture a move like this, honestly, it doesn't really matter what the daily is doing for me, or like the weekly, right? But if I'm trying to capture a move like let's say this entire move right here, like then of course it's going to matter what the higher time frames are saying. But if we're just trying to capture this smaller move, it's not as relevant. Okay, so price even on the 1 minute now, it changed character, so hopefully that's a even greater confirmation. You can see price pushed higher, lower, and then higher, and then broke lower to the downside. Ideally this is a good setup that we want to see fall short now. Hey, yeah, let me go over to US CAD. So I don't know what's going on with it. A lot of news, that's for sure. Price is just pushing up to the upside, and you know, it's cleared the London highs more recently. Like like if we're talking about like a smaller time frame scalp right now, like price was just channeling down and then it just broke out of this channel, taking all this liquidity. And now, like if you scale in, we can see that price is still bullish. Like I said a little bit earlier, like for us to like even think about price going shorter, we want to see something like this, right? And so we're seeing this right now, but we're not seeing like this breakdown to the downside. When we see something like this, then that's like the potential for it to go short, and that's why you want to trade market structure. I've been talking a lot about market structure recently in our videos here, in our live streams. You like people like are always like, oh, the charts move like this, right? The charts do move like that. That's external structure, but what you're gonna see on a chart a lot of the times is you're going to see stuff like this, right? And so you're like, okay, well, which way is price going? You know, I don't know how to trade this. Like, but ideally, you need to see like past all this, and you need to be able to learn how to see this. When you stop seeing this and you learn to see this, it makes trading so much easier. And so what I mean by this is the the best way to understand this is a swing point can only be like you can only say a swing point is a swing point if it broke structure, right? So unless it caused a break of structure, it's not necessarily an external swing point. Like this trade was probably a better trade because this swing point right here, it caused a break of structure, right? It caused this break of structure. So that means this created this swing point, right? Swing points can only be created by swing points. So that didn't happen on New Zealand US dollar, but with the correlation and the pullback, I liked this trade a little bit better. You guys can see though, this is actually the swing point, creating the swing point up here. But the reason I still like this is because of the failure to go higher right here. It does seem like it's shifting a little bit, so we'll see if this trade plays out for us. It's either not going to play out at all, or it's going to just come higher and then short. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You can see on the U.S. franc, the U.S. franc's actually getting those shorts now. We were saying that price, you know, if it goes above here, it's not going to short any further. So we'll see what happens. US CAD is coming shorter now. Has it created a change of character? I don't think so yet. I would say even if it crosses like right here, if it crosses this demand, and then makes a pullback, it's got potential to go shorter, but we'll see. Yeah, the shorts on US CAD might be a good idea here if we get that change of character. Yeah, I definitely think so. Our New Zealand US dollar shorts aren't going very well right now. The dollar's definitely weakening again. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on US CAD. Yeah, you see something like this, you could have the shorts. Honestly, if you even see it break this and close below it, you could have the shorts. It could either pull back for you or it could just drop. Yeah, our New Zealand US dollar though, it's pulled against us a good amount. We'll see. We'll see if we can't weather the storm, but it looks like it might take us out. Yeah, we've just been doing one trade a day lately too, so this will be it if it does take us out. Let's go to the 15-minute again. We could take all this off. Yeah, I'll be honest. I still like this trade. I still liked that. I like the setup. I still think it was a good one. Whatever happens, I can end the day and say that I took a clean setup and it just didn't play out. But we'll see. Still has potential to work out, but if it clears these highs, it could just keep going higher. Let's take a look back at US CAD and see what's going on. Alright, so it looks like price is officially going lower on US CAD, but it's failed to exactly close below that line yet. Which honestly, if it doesn't close below that line and US CAD just wants to continue higher now, that could be good for this trade because that means price could be reversing over here too for the dollar. The dollar weight could start shifting and we could actually see price come and take our TP. So we'll see. Let's see, is US CAD going up now? Could have faked out the break of structure. That's why the chalk pattern is so important. You want to see that. And so what it's doing right now is instead of it breaking right here, what it's doing is it's like wicking right here. It's wicking and then it's like coming above, which means it could keep going higher if price doesn't close. But if it closes, that means we could see something like that. I mean, we can zoom way in and price is like on that line. We did not see a break below on the smallest time frame we've got here too, the 1 minute. So we'll see. Yeah, the New Zealand US dollar should have just gone straight to our TP the first time with AU, but it didn't. Now it's shifted. Both of them have shifted extremely internally to the upside on the 1 minute. I don't really care about that. Because if we look at the 15 minute, they're both bearish now. The New Zealand US dollar is still bearish on the 15 minute. Or not even necessarily. I don't know. I do think it's shifting structure, and I think the biggest thing we have in our favor is that this point right here failed to go higher. I think that is like the biggest thing in our favor right now. That this area right in here failed to go higher. But as you guys can see internally here, we need price to not make a pullback and go higher like this. We need it to shift, and honestly a shift would be all the way down here the way it is right now. So I mean, we either need price to just continue dropping, or we need price to, if it is going to pull back, to fail to go higher just like it did here, and then just drop lower. Let's see on US CAD. US CAD, it has pulled back some ever since it rejected this level. If we're gonna short in US CAD, we could potentially get a failure to go higher right here, and then lower. I don't know honestly. There's a press conference coming up at 10:32 here in 5 minutes, so I have no idea what's gonna happen with US CAD. That is at 10:30, the BOC press conference. Yeah, so price is pulling back here. The only thing now that we'd like to see is just for price to fail to go higher. If it fails to go higher, then the next place it should go is our take profit. Check. And try to get this in a better spot for the stream. Yeah, internally it's changed character to the upside. We'll see. We'll see, guys. We're just kind of hanging in here with this trade. Let's take a look at the euro dollar and see what it ended up doing. The euro dollar ended up just breaking higher. Yeah, let me take it even higher really quick. Yeah, you can see in this entire push down too, now it's kind of shifted to the upside. Like, right, like, so price is making a change of character, but a change of character still usually pulls back like that before it continues higher. So there is potential for price now somewhere, now that it's broken higher like that, to end up going lower. To see something like that, we would have to see, with where price is right now, price to not go higher than here, and then price to go lower than here, and then we would see, you know, something like that, and then maybe we can continue lower. Lower as in like way before price comes somewhere into here and then goes higher on the higher time frame, right? This candle is a good candle because that could be a indication of a failure to go higher, or it could just not. But I do like to see that selling pressure, and we'll see if it can follow up with some more. That press conference though starts in like 1 minute here. I don't know if it's gonna have any impact though on the pair we're trading. I mean, not that we're trading supply and demand exactly right here, but we can see that price is reacting off of it. So, you know, that would be nice to see price come all the way down. Hey, how's it going, Rustin? It's going good. We're just in our only trade for the day, New Zealand dollar shorts, and it's been playing around with us. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we'll get this until price starts to break to the downside, but um yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, my strategy is market structure, so it's something you see every day. It's not like mechanical, like I do the same thing every day. But you can back test market structure, and I've back tested market structure for like years. So like it you just have to you can go back in time and see it anywhere, but the thing about it is it's different every day. You just kind of have to pick a time you want to trade and see what the market structure is doing at that time. All right, price is starting to fall some. Starting to see some selling pressure. Yeah, I've tried so many strategies. Been trading for about 3 years. It's all like, so the thing is, I've always struggled with trying to find something mechanical where it's like, okay, the market is gonna do the same thing every day at this time. Like you really have to just kind of develop an eye for what the market's doing each day. One strategy that has been pretty good for me in the past was an AUD USD strategy. And what I would do is I would trade these like supply and demand raise, right? So I would wait for like price to hold on a supply and demand line like this instead of a box, and then I would take the position the other way. So like let's say price closes right here. It was only on the 5 minute. Like price closed right here like this. I would take the trade like this, and then it would, like, just capture small profits. That strategy worked extremely well. Um, like it's something that, I used to live stream. Let me pull it up for you guys. Maybe it's something worth going back to just because it's such a valuable strategy. I just couldn't figure out the right time to do it at, right? And it doesn't work all the time. But let me show you guys. I'm gonna pull over my screen right here. These videos right here, you guys can see this, right? Let me see on OBS. These live streams, this is when I like first started my YouTube channel. You guys can see we had like 42, 30, but honestly, for the most part, there was like no one in these. There was a few people that I was close to that were extremely loyal and watching these with me, but they were like 3 views, 6 views. People would go back and watch them, but they were like 3 hours, 2 hours, um, and it was extremely like I would flip. Like, this is when I was trading a little bit smaller. I would essentially take like, it would be like like I had $4,000 in my account at that time, and we took 4,000 to like 7,000 in like 2 weeks doing it. The thing is though, it just didn't it didn't last like the strategy, right? Because I couldn't find the right time. I've been really locked in with this time, the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Maybe that's a good time to trade a strategy like this. Like, look at, um, like, honestly, this would have been a good buy position off of this one right here, and we would have seen price come up, right from the start of our trading hours, and probably would have targeted in there. Oh, you've tried the lines too? Yeah, not too many people know about the lines like that. Not too many people know about the lines like that. The supply and demand, like, horizontal raise at the opening price, they're beautiful setups when they work. Like Australian dollar, US dollar, like right now it is tapping into one. Like I mean, it's such a beautiful reaction because it gets rid of like all the supply and demands that like might not work, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like, you can see, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's something we look back into too, because I traded that for like a couple months on stream. I traded on two different accounts at two separate times. Um, I traded the first one was probably like the 4K to 7K, and then the second one was like I did a second account later on, a few months later, after just not streaming, and I wasn't posting videos at that time, and we took like 5K to like 7 or 8K. Um, but that, and then I just kind of went private after that for a while. I got my capital up into like this 9K mark, but I'm not gonna lie, like, psychologically there's like barriers. Like, your account size is like a bit like like, to a certain extent it's a psychological barrier, and I'll break it down. Basically, I've been trading for 3 years, right? And my first account size, I would work really hard, and I would always put $1,000 in, and I wouldn't be able to make any money or anything like that. And then, like, trading wasn't going well, and then I would, keep saving up, put some in trading. Then it got to a point where, like, I got to like a $2,000 account, and I was able to, trade that, but it just wasn't going any higher. And then eventually it got to like a $4,000 account. Then I really had like a breakthrough back then, trading trading those live streams, because I went from like 4,000 to like 7,000. Then I was like at the $7,000 mark, $8,000 mark, couldn't get any higher. It was just breaking even. It couldn't get any higher for the longest time. And then I like finally broke through that, got to like the 9,000, and then I've broke up to like 12,000, 12,000's like the highest. Maybe no, it was like 13,000. But then like would lose some, and then would have to pull some money out. I had to pull some money out, pull some profits out to like get some dental work done, back in like January, February this year. So like I ended up coming back to like 9,000. It's just like a psychological barrier, the numbers, right? Yeah, I definitely get emotional when I win and lose. Um, the thing though is like, I don't think it goes away. I think you just like are like, okay, I'm upset, but I'm not gonna do anything about it because all the times that I've done something about it, it's like really messed me up or messed my account up. So you get to a point where it's just like, dang, that sucks. Like I just took a loss. Like the last 2 days in a row, I've just taken two losses. Like you guys will see, ever since I started streaming again, we're down like almost 4%, and I'm like, dang, that sucks. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't like I can't. I'm not gonna get in the market and try to make it all back the wrong way because I'll definitely lose it doing it that way. So the emotions don't go away the longer you're in this, but the more you're like, they kind of become signals, right? The emotions kind of become signals, and you're like, okay, that's the last time I felt this way, I lost $1,000, so let's not. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the game for sure. Hey, Antwi, I'm glad to see you're in here. Let's look at, you said U.S. franc potential buys. Yeah, we honestly would have got those shorts this morning, but price was changing character internally. Um, yeah, honestly, like if we scale in a lot, price has been doing nothing but dropping. But if we were gonna see price reverse the upside, like I was saying, like we'd like to see maybe something like this before it does, right? A change of character pattern on the 1 hour. Yeah, let me see the 1 hour. We've been just kind of scaled in all morning on the lower time frames, just scalping the market. Yeah, I honestly don't disagree with you, Antwi. There's potential, big potential, especially like if you're trading support and resistance, for price to come up some. When I used to swing trade, like let's go out even further really quick. When I used to swing trade, this is what I would see a lot. I would see price play off of support and resistance, and everyone's thinking like price is coming up to like here or here or here. But what I would see a lot is it would give some of the buyers their buy, and then it would just like take them all out, and then it would either decide to continue lower or continue higher at that point. But like there's a lot of liquidity here probably, especially on the higher time frame, and with the selling pressure. Like I could see it taking that out, especially now that like the overall trend. Let's even go out to the daily, that way it doesn't look so messy. The overall trend is bearish now, right? We've seen price, do nothing but go up here for a couple months, and then it finally made a shift to structure, right? Like we were talking about earlier, price, made this high, and then it failed to go higher, and now it created some, downside potential. We could see price go back up though. We could see price go back up, but this daily candle is so bearish. I don't know. I don't know. I think, like I said though, I think like if price does go back up, like it could match like this demand right here. Like it could match maybe like this move up to like here, and then just take everyone out before they get their like, cause like what I mean, take everyone out. Like people are probably buying off here and targeting like at least up to here, right? And so it could give them some of it, and then the people that are holding their positions might get wiped out. But I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we're in the green on this trade. We're in the green on this trade. Um, yeah, we're in the green on this trade. We'll see if it wins. Let's see if it wins. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, I do have another job. I work full time from home. So I lock in to the home office for about, 12 hours a day, and one of those hours I trade, and the other like 11 I'm doing some remote work, some online work for a company I work for. So I work a few hours before trading, and then hop on for like, it's usually like, honestly, it might not even be an hour sometimes. We might be only in our trade for like 20 minutes, just because we're on the smaller time frame lately, and then we might end up, holding our trade longer. But all I do, I got multiple screens. I leave it on one chart, and then I come back and I work on my other screens, if that makes sense. Swing trading or day trading? It's a good question. So I go back and forth depending on like what season I am in my life. I'm always looking at market structure, whichever way I do it. So I'll show you like exactly what I look for when it comes to like a swing trade. Like let's go to Euro. Um, Swing trade, I'm always locked in on the daily market structure, and then I'm really trading on the 4 hour. I'm really not touching anything else. And I'll tell you the benefits of both, right? Because there's a huge benefit in day trading that I haven't found out in swing trading, or at least the right way to do it, which I'll share with you in a minute. But so like on the daily, what I'll do is I'll like mark up like just the most recent market structure. So I'm not swing trading for maybe like weeks like some people do, but I'll swing trade for like a few days. So like let's do this even. Let's do this. Let's even go lower because this is kind of where price is at right now. I'll show you like an example of what I do. So I would mark up the wicks like this, the highs and lows, basically the swing structure. And then like on the 4 hour, I would look like week to week, okay, what's price doing? Price on the daily created these wicks right here. So like let's say we're starting this trading week right here, on the 4 hour. Price, broke higher. So I look for a break of structure higher, and then I basically look for price to pull back into like some demand, or like to a fib level, and then basically look for price to like come up and match this high. So like when we start seeing like price finally pulled back down into, even off of the 50, I would trade something like this, for price to like go higher. That would be like swing trading to me. Um, and so I might be holding a trade because like you could see this trade was probably like 2 days long. Um, might be holding a trade like that for 2 days long, 3 days long. It might just be one day. Um, the only problem with swing trading though is like that setup might come at like, you can see like these candles right here. That's like 1 in the morning, 5 in the morning for where I'm at, and it doesn't work. It's not the best for me. And then the biggest thing about day trading though I like is the you have the benefit of volume, right? Like short term day trading, like you can get the volume, right? Like we can identify a session that we want to trade and when volume's going to come into the market, and we can get into it, you know what I mean, at that time, and have volume in our favor so we know it's going to move. That's a huge benefit. And then I like not going to sleep being in a trade. That is a huge thing for me. I don't like, being in the markets when I'm done for the day trying to go to bed. It just is not healthy for me. So I like to just be done for the day. I like to know whether my trade won or lost for the day, and then just be done. This trade has not dropped further for us. Look at this though. Look at, we marked up this area of supply here on the Australian dollar, US dollar, like we were talking about, and then we ended up getting short all the way down to the downside. The only problem with this strategy is it was kind of negative RR. I mean, even the strategy I'm trading right now is negative RR to an extent. The idea is just to win a lot more, but the last 3 days, I'm not gonna lie, it's not been working in our favor. And you do get some positive RRs. You get like sometimes 1 to 2s from this. It just depends on how far it pulls back, but we didn't get it that deep today. We just got it at like the 50. But like you see, if you get it at the 61 or the 70, like you can see right here, you know, like we're getting a 2.4 or even like a 1.6. So it for the most part it actually is positive, but like sometimes you just get a negative R. We can honestly take all this off though for the day. But honestly though, I hadn't even thought about, I'm glad you brought up like strategies I traded in the past, because I was like, I hadn't even, you know, done something like this strategy where you trade the supply and demand lines in a while. And I was like, maybe with this time of the day, actually, that might be a great strategy. So we'll see. I mean, it's super accurate. Like, for whatever reason, price just reacts off of these lines. Like you can see right here, price reacts, right? Price reacts. So maybe looking for a setup at 10 a.m. Like, if we were to take this setup today, actually, we would have gone the other way and we would have saved ourselves a whole lot of time and heartache. Because if we would have traded, and the way you do it is you go off of here and then you try to target like where did price push. You know, it pushed kind of like up to here before it started to even hesitate, and then it's like you can see that price reacted strongly and look at right to that line. You know what I mean? The longer you're in the trade, or the longer like you, like the more you trade? Do you mean like the more like you get in the markets and trade, or do you mean like the longer you're in a position when you say that? Yeah, of course. Let me do that. Yeah, I'll do that for sure. When you said you mean the longer you are in the position. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that too. That's usually stuff I hear from like people that like run like hedge funds and stuff. And they'll hold their positions for months, months and months. So I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I just need to get a better system, because the way I see it though is you have to know like it's timing, right? Like there might be a good pullback on the higher time frame, but what I'm trying to figure out is like when's the volume gonna come into the market on the higher time frame? Is it like a good idea to get in the night before a news release? Because you need to trade news releases, swing trading, especially for days and weeks. It's inevitable. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, guys, this position is falling against us again. It's falling against us again. We're gonna stop the stream though at 11, and I'll do a breakdown video later. Just because, you know, like I said, I got to get locked in with some other things for work and whatnot. So we'll let it ride to, you know, stop loss or take profit. But yeah, this trade is not looking like it's working out for us. It's just not. So we'll see what happens. That's true. That's true. What do you think about population? Yeah, that's the thing. It's if someone's not like posting their trades like in a signal room, like where it's like, okay, they got in this trade live, or they're not like live trading, then it's like hard to tell, right? we got hit on our stop loss though. We'll just be done for the day. We'll come back tomorrow. Um, but yeah, let's talk about this really quick. How do you know who to trust in the trading industry? Um, it's hard. It's hard to figure that out because there's a lot of people that um, seem like they've got it figured out. Like there's really like good ways they've got it put together. That's why I always say on this channel I don't have it figured out yet. Like my channel is strictly like a journey based channel. Like I'm on the journey, and like if you guys want to trade with me like live and like see what I'm doing on my journey, like you guys can join. Um, so like that's what I think stands this channel out from other channels, because we're not like one of the ones who are like, oh, we made it and like follow what I'm doing. It's like this is what I'm doing and I'm trying to make it with you guys. You know what I mean? Um, and clearly the last 3 days we've been getting chopped up, which is kind of annoying. But we're just gonna sit on our hands the rest of the day and just kind of get back at it tomorrow. But yeah, that's the thing. I don't really I take like I don't follow anyone in particular, but I try to learn a lot and I try to learn their concepts. And even if they haven't made it in trading, if they have something beneficial to say, or if they have a concept that makes sense and I can see it on the charts when I go back and back test, then I can use it, right? Like ICT, I don't really like his any of his other concepts. Um, but I think he has some value. Like I don't know if he's actually like everything he says he is when it comes to a trader, but his concepts have value, right? Like there's some concepts that he has brought to the retail traders that have some value. Like I think like timing is a huge thing that he's, opened my eyes to, like 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's an important timing in the market, right? And then, there's just concepts that I take from other people, like supply and demand, liquidity grabs. There's some swing trading concepts like the quarter theory, like all these things, the change of character pattern, the break of structure, like all these things. It kind of formulates like this paradigm in which you can look at the markets and like try to see what's going on. Um, but my true belief is like at the end of the day, you need to gather all these concepts. You need to try to learn what makes sense in the market for you, and then you need to just pick a trading like time or day or hours, and you need to just get on, and you need to trade what you see. I think trading what you see is so powerful, as in trying to make the market fit into something that you bring to it already. So I don't know. We're on this journey together, but yeah, those that are usually showing off stuff, it is fake, and I'll tell you guys why it's fake. Is because a lot of people, this is how it works too, and this is how it's fake. A lot of people will grow a channel, and they'll get some money from the channel, and what they'll do is they'll put a down payment on like a Lamborghini or a car. You can put down payments on watches too, or you can even get fake watches. I've seen fake Rolexes that look just like a real Rolex. You wouldn't have been able to tell. And people will get these things, and the reason they'll get them is so that they can market their stuff. They can show, hey, I've succeeded in this. They can even rent the car, right? And they end up, getting people to come in and buy their live trading, buy their courses, stuff like that. So that's why I'm trying to do something new. I'm trying to create like an environment where it's like we can get on, we can lose together, we can get on, we can win together. And we're just talking about trading. And then if you guys watch my videos too, I talk about the Word of God, and I talk about spiritual things, and we go deep psychologically, and we get on track with the right way to think. And it's just a place for growth, not a place where we're like we've made it and we don't need to grow. You know what I mean? So yeah, the only reason I haven't given up is because of you guys, and because I know the risk of giving up is so much greater um, than the risk of losing some money right now, if that makes sense. So, guys, I'm gonna keep doing the live streams too, just because you guys keep like get in here and interact. Like honestly, it's like my favorite part of the day, getting in here and talking with you guys. It makes it easier for me to just take this loss too and move on to the next one. So. Um, we're going to update the trading journal. We're going to get everything locked in. We're going to create another breakdown video today. And yeah, we're going to be on to the next. On Tweet, I've never looked into binary. I've never looked into it, but I've heard people have seen some success with it. So, um, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna close this stream off. I love you all. Let's get on to the next one. And yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. When you guys come to the stream, let me know what you guys are trading, like you guys did today, and we'll get into like we'll look at the charts together. I want to know your guys' thoughts. I want to know what you guys are seeing. Like honestly, like if we see the same thing, I'll take a trade with you guys. You know what I mean? So put it in the chat. I love you guys. Thank you for all the W's in the chat on tweeting. Love you, man. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's stream. Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll launch the stream in the Telegram, or I'll put the link in there to notify you guys when I'm live. But have a great day, guys. Love you guys.